Hello friends, welcome to my channel Teacher. I am Muzammil Iqbal. Today we are going to learn Cramer's rule. Cramer's rule is actually used for solving the linear equation in two variables, or we can say simultaneous linear equations in two variables. Okay, so these equations are solved using different methods. You would have learned in your class that these equations can be solved using elimination method or substitution method, but there is another method of solving linear equation in two variables or three variables using the Cramer's rule. So first of all, we will understand what actually the linear equation means. So the linear equation can be of two variable or of three variable. As you can see on your screen that in the two variables only x and y variables are used, and in the three variable we have used x, y and z as the variables. Whenever there are two variables, so we will have two equations to find the value of x and y, and as you can see that these both equations have same variable, therefore such equations are called as simultaneous equations. Now if we want to find the value of x and y, means the value of x and y such that these values should satisfy both the equations. In the same way, the values of x, y and z should be found out such that these values should satisfy all these three equations. So this can be solved using Cramer's rule. Okay, today we will focus only on linear equation with two variables. Before learning the Cramer's rule, we should have the knowledge of a determinant, because Cramer's rules includes the solving or finding the value of determinant. So determinant is what? Determinant is an square arrangement of numbers, or we can say any mathematical parameter or any mathematical term. A square arrangement means, have an example. For example, I have four numbers 5, 3, 7, 9. As you can see that these numbers are arranged such that there are two rows and two columns. So this is the first row, this is the second row, this is the first column, and this is the second column. The determinant can have more rows and more columns, but they should be in square form, means the number of columns and number of rows should be same. Such an arrangement is called as a determinant. The determinant is represented between two straight lines called as modes. Now when you want to find the value of this determinant or any determinant of order 2, order 2 means the determinant with two rows and two columns, first of all you have to find their products, cross product we can say, and after finding their cross product we have to find their difference. Now see this example. In this case, first of all we will multiply 5 into 9. Okay, 5 and 9, we will find their product. After finding their product, we will add a minus sign, means we have to find their difference. This minus sign is actually of the formula. It does not belong to any number. You should keep in mind. Now we will multiply 7 and 3. So it is 3, 7, 3 into 7. Now we will find their product and will differentiate or difference. So 45 minus 21, and that is 24. In this way we found the value of this determinant. Hope you would have understood. If you have understood it, please practice at home. Now depending on this determinant or using this method, we will learn the Cramer's rule. For learning Cramer's rule, we will take two simultaneous equations in two variables. You can see that we have two equations, 5x plus 3y equals to minus 11 and 2x plus 4y equals to minus 10. I am calling them as simultaneous because they have same variables, that is x and y. Secondly, they are called linear because the power of their variables are 1, or we can say that every term is of order 1. Such equations are called as linear equations. So these are the linear equations with two variables and having same variables, therefore they are simultaneous equations too. Whenever we are solving the equation using Cramer's rule, we have to find their coefficients. You can see here the coefficient of x is 5, here the coefficient of x is 2. Similarly, in the equation 1, coefficient of y is 3 and coefficient of y is 4 in the second one. minus 11 and minus 10 are the constant terms of the equations. So they are represented with the letters A, B and C with the suffix 1 and 2. So we can say that 5 is A1, 3 is B1 and minus 11 is C1. Similarly in the second equation, 1 and 2 are only the suffix to represent that they are the coefficients of different equations. Now we will form three determinants using these coefficients and constants. How to find them? Let's see. First of all, we will form a determinant with name D. In this determinant, we will write the coefficients of x and y variables. As you can see that the first row of this determinant represents the variable of x and y from the first equation, and the second row represents the coefficients of variable from the second equation, and this will be represented in the straight lines called as mode. Now we will solve with the same method as we have learned in the previous slide, that first of all we will multiply 5 and 4, then we will multiply 2 and 3 and then find their difference. So in this way we will get its answer as 14. 5 4s are 20, minus 2 3s are 6. Now we will form a next determinant dx. This determinant dx will consist of the coefficients of y and the constant term. Actually, when we are writing a dx, means in this determinant we will not write the coefficients of x. We will not write the coefficients of x. Instead, at their place we will write the constant terms. So in this way, at the place of x coefficient we have written minus 11, and this is 3 as it is the coefficient of y, and in the second row the coefficient of x is replaced with the constant minus 10, and the coefficient of y is as it is being represented into the modes, and will solve in the same manner, that is minus 11 into 4 minus 10 into 3. Okay, so minus 11 into 4, it is minus 44. Okay, in this way the value of dx is minus 11 into 4 minus 44 minus 10 into 3 minus 30, and it is minus 44. So minus 44 plus 30, it is minus 14. Now in the same manner we will find the determinant dy. Dy will now consist of x coefficients and the constant. Means when we take dy, we will not write the coefficients of y. Instead, writing the coefficient of y, we will write the constants. So it is 5 minus 11 in the second row, 2 minus 10 in the modes, and we will solve in the same manner. And when you will solve these, you will get answer as 28, minus 28. Okay, now using the value of this d, dx and dy, we will now find the values of x and y variable. Actually, solving simultaneous equation means finding the values of the variables. Okay, so for finding x, we have to write dx upon d. The value of dx is minus 14 upon 4, therefore it is minus 1, and the value of y, dy upon d, that is minus 20 upon 14, that is minus 2. In this way we can find the values of x and y using Cramer's rule, that is minus 1 and minus 2. Hope you would have understood this Cramer's rule.